All right, so let's begin by just doing some of the basic stuff like setting the background color, making our panel have a white background. So let's do that. Let's take the body. So I'm just going to do this below all the CSS reset stuff. I'll take the body and I'm going to give it a background color of blue. The specific color is 60A9FF, and that's background dash color. All right, let's refresh. Okay, that looks good. I'm also going to set the font on the entire HTML element on everything. I've included Open Sans as a Google font link. So all we need to do, if you're using the starter code at least, is to take the HTML element and set font family to be Open Sans, and then the backup is just any sans serif. Let's refresh. Okay, so that's in there, it's working. Also, what I'll do is set box sizing to border box. If you remember what that does when we talked about the box model, it means that when we set the width on an element, like 100 pixels, that's going to factor in the width of the border. So we're not just setting the inner content, we're also including the border width. So the overall width would be 100. Okay, next up, if we look at the main content in here, we've got a div with the class of panel, and that wraps around everything. So that panel is this right here. So let's work on that. Let's get that to be, well, it should have a white background to begin with. So panel class, background color, white. And then I'm also going to, we can just start with that, but I'm going to change the size of this and center it vertically and horizontally in the body using Flexbox. So I'm going to give the body display of flex, and then we'll do justify content center. Okay, so our content is now centered horizontally, and then align items center as well. I'll also give my body a minimum height of 100 VH, and there we are. So the body now is this entire thing here at minimum. It's the 100 view height units, and then we're centering vertically and horizontally using Flexbox. Now we're going to make this panel itself a Flexbox container so that we can lay out the content inside of it more like this. Right now it's all just stacked in a column. But before we do that, we can add some tiny little changes to the panel. We can give it a border radius of 10 pixels. All right, so now we have those corners. I'm also going to give it some padding, 15 pixels and 25 pixels. So that just spaces it out a bit. Remember, this is the top and bottom, left and right. And then I'm also going to set the width to be 100% of its parent. But I'm going to add a stipulation, which is the max width is 960 pixels. So it never gets larger than that. As you can see here, there's our maximum width. So, you know, it's going to take up 100% until we hit 960, at which point it's just centered. Okay, so now we need to work on the inner content, and I think I'll put that in the next video just to keep these brief. So we've got, yeah, it looks okay at this point. We've got some basic styles in there. But next up, we're going to focus on organizing the content on the inside so that we use Flexbox to lay it out nicer.